be able to take on unlimited projects for your company? Do you want to have the comfort of knowing that every single project that you're taking on is something you're literally one of, if not the best in the world at? Whenever you work on projects, do you find that unfortunately sometimes you're feeling like you have to take the project and you have to continue working on a bad project because you just don't have enough projects to work on to sustain your company? My name's Chris Reddick. I'm one of the founders of TechLaunch. We focus on helping software companies 10x their business by laser focusing within their niche and continuing to grow their business by delivering extreme value to their clients that makes it virtually impossible for them to not be profitable and not scale. Most software businesses at some point in their life cycle experience serious stress. This can be at the beginning, kind of at a midpoint, or kind of wherever you are now. Whether or not you're having massive success, there tends to be a moment or multiple moments where you're dealing with a fog of war situation. Have you ever felt like you were truly in danger? Like you genuinely might be under attack? With a software entrepreneur, this can be a constant feeling all the time. You may have committed to too much, taken on too much, and then you can get into this very nasty situation where you just keep regressing and taking on more and more bad clients, taking on anything and everything that seems like it can provide revenue, instead of absolutely focusing and becoming the best in the world at your niche focus. At the end of the day, clients are looking for value and they need absolute extreme value. That's what they're focusing on. If you're able to do that and get yourself out of the fog of war, you can constantly win and constantly grow and deliver profitable growth within your space. Focus in business can be elusive. Whenever you focus and you own a niche, you literally can hit the bullseye every single time.
So what does it look like to actually win in your niche, and how do you pick a niche?
Well, probably the most important aspect of focusing on a niche area within a software business is identifying key criteria that you can literally differentiate yourself within the market so that you're not competing against massive, significantly resourced companies that are competing against you. So in particular, the underlying factor is passion. You as the primary driver, typically in your organization, or someone who you're working with, you have to have an absolute passion for the space. But there are also some other key criteria that you ought to consider. And in particular, what are some past projects that you worked on that were in a particular industry that used a certain technology or software, and possibly were specific use cases that you can use to basically create a permutation that you can own within the software space itself. Once you've decided on what some of the permutations might be and some of the specific scenarios that you can genuinely own over time, then it's really helpful to make sure that the total addressable market size is significant enough and that there are some group associations and ways to essentially target and work within that niche and then establish value over time. And that's really what you're going to need to get to at the end of the day, is being able to provide extreme value to companies that you're going to work with. One of the best ways to do this is to narrow your focus so much so that you're going to be the best by literally being an entrepreneur, being so motivated. It doesn't take much for you to beat the pants off of the competition. Whenever you do that, you're going to own that niche. And really, this is a process that can take a year or so to establish. But if you're willing to put the habits in place and the processes in place on your end, you can literally go from spreading across multiple different focus areas, multiple industries, softwares, technologies, and use cases, to focusing extremely closely on a particular niche and then owning that niche. Then you can communicate to that niche. You can continue to build case studies and social proof around your results. Then really, ultimately, you can do a land and expand type of approach where you're literally taking on one niche and then you're kind of spreading from there. This is one of the most critical aspects of 10x in your company, is the ability to deliver extreme value And niching down, as it's called, will literally put you in a position where as long as you put the effort in and you follow standard processes for marketing and sales and just overall operating your business,
you cannot help but succeed.
but you have to have the discipline to niche down. We're going to talk more about niching down and getting into the weeds on some of the steps that you'll need to take in order to dominate within your particular niche. Feel free to take a look at some of the videos that we're going to link to in the description and share your feedback and comments. We also have a really detailed masterclass on the Go TechLaunch website. Feel free to take a look at that as well. As you progress on your journey as an entrepreneur in the software space, it's all about niching down to be able to deliver extreme value. Whether or not you're focusing on several niches as you become successful and you have the resources to execute on this, or a single narrow focused niche. One of the beautiful things about having a niche is you can dramatically increase your value even over competitors who have significantly more resources. They just cannot take on a competitor who's very motivated and passionate and has enough resources to pour it on in that space and become the very best in that space. Take the time to think about what your niche is and where you're going to focus. And feel free to comment in the comments section below and let everybody know, what are you going to focus on? If you want help with this, feel free to reach out to our team on gotechlaunch.com. And you'll see that there are going to be recommended videos that are showing up that you can take a look at in this library. Feel free to take a look and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.